Hi, my name is Xinju Fan. I focus on self-publishing. I chose site before. The address of site is Wick Woodland. Project 5 teacher suggested to me that I should narrow the scope of the project and focus on a specific site. Reflect on how the work expresses and conveys what content, and where the effect is good. So I went on a field trip again and finally developed my project. My project established a museum of deformed plants. By investigating a dilapidated door in the forest of Wick Woodland, I opened a door in a public space and observed that the plants inside were forced to grow inversely because of the appearance of this door. So I wanted to create an exhibition of plant deformities. In this way, I hope to bring the audience into our worldview and experience human oppression in life in a new dimension. The door itself has a dual function, blocking and passing. It is this duality that makes it an excellent metaphorical tool. Through this door, the plant has reversed growth, indicating that it affects not only the surface, but also the deep-level growth law. Human oppression in life is often like this, invisible and intangible on the surface, but it changes our inner development and forces us to violate the laws of nature. I use branches as the protagonist to tell a story. In the depths of a forest full of fantasy, a branch stretches high, and the leaves grow freely towards the sun. However, one day, an old and dilapidated door quietly appeared in the forest. This door symbolizes an invisible oppression, slowly enveloping the branch, gradually distorting its original free posture. How to modify and join in. Why did I become like this? The branch asked itself in confusion. The power of the door was irresistible. Its leaves began to grow in the opposite direction, and the branches gradually deformed, twisting into the appearance of symbolic symbols and letters. The branch painfully realized that it was no longer the free self, and its heart was full of struggle and confusion. Maybe if I become a symbol they like, I can get more recognition. The branch's heart moved slightly, even though it had already felt that the self was disappearing little by little. As it completely transformed into a letter symbol, it received praise and applause from the surroundings, as if its new appearance was perfect. But in the new competition, when other branches were also attracted by the power of the door and turned into symbols and letters, the original strong branches began to be replaced by cold rules. The branch's heart became more and more confused. Is this what I want? Am I a branch, or a symbol they made? It gradually realized that this standard beauty was an illusion that made it farther and farther away from itself. After the game, the branch stood alone in front of the door, gently scratching the edge of the door, feeling that the sense of nothingness it brought was irreversible. It struggled, wanting to escape from this shackle, but unable to give up the false recognition it had obtained. At the same time, some letters began to resist this change, realizing that the true beauty lies in their unaffected natural form. So I observed the form of the oppressed branches and felt that it was very similar to letters. I drew 26 letters in the form of illustrations. The branches turned into letters to symbolize that individuals lose themselves under social pressure and become in line with external norms. The branches that originally grew freely turned into letters, representing that it changed from a natural state to a symbol given by society and lost its personality. This is like we gradually give up our uniqueness in order to cater to social standards. Letters are the basis of language and represent standardized identity and recognition. The branches turned into letters, reflecting that individuals are forced to adapt to the rules and lose their original freedom. Moreover, the language represented by letters is often an identity and recognition given to us by society. The branches turned into letters, which means that it was given recognition, but this recognition was not chosen by itself, but defined by the outside world. It's like there are times in our lives when, in order to meet certain standards, we gradually lose our true selves and become no longer ourselves, but society's expectations and definitions of us. The book I created is 22 centimeters x 10 centimeters, digitally printed and priced at £12. At the small publishers fair, the busy and noisy atmosphere and limited space made interaction and book display challenging. Language barriers and payment issues made sales difficult. Feedback suggested enhancing social media content to better showcase the core work, and adding small promotional items such as stickers or posters to attract attention and leave a lasting impression. At the zine fair, I went to the book fair and communicated with people face to face. I realized that people who read the book knew Wick Woodland, which enhanced my ability to tell the story of Hidden Door more effectively. Viewers will resonate with the characters and emotions in the story, stimulating them to think about the relationship between themselves and the outside world. They will reflect on themselves, which is also the original intention of making this book, by triggering reflections on beauty and self-worth, encouraging readers to think about the relationship between self-identity and natural state. Think about the oppression or normalization experienced in life, and how you deal with these challenges. At the same time, I noticed that people prefer books with illustrations. After the exhibition, we also had a group discussion to summarize. I am very happy that you all like the combination of illustrations and text in my book and the binding method. Your suggestion to me is to simplify the pictures so as to better highlight the story. In my final outcome, I also collected some plants that grew in the adverse conditions caused by this storm. First, I drew forms of damaged plants on cloth, then dyed the cloth after returning home. I soaked the leaves in green alum water overnight, and the next day, I placed the soaked leaves on the cloth, tied them with a rope, and boiled them in a pot for 2 hours. I then put the leaves on the fabric and dyed them. I created 2 pieces of plant dye. Plant dyeing was chosen as part of the final work because it naturally fits the theme of reverse growth and symbolizes the contradictory relationship in the work. The process of plant dyeing generates colors through the consumption of plants, just as the reverse-growing plants are changed in the struggle and slowly lose their original form. Dyeing shows that the essence of plants is compressed into a touch of color, which is a metaphor for their personality and freedom that gradually disappears in the process of growth reversal. That is all, thank you.